The countdown to XCN Goliath mainnet is underway, and things are changing drastically for XCN. XCN is showing a ton of strength recently, and a lot of people aren't paying attention until even now they aren't paying attention. We have a tweet from Gaudet. I thought I was the only person counting down days to Onyx Goliath mainnet. We are many. A group of believers that have followed the project for years. It's going to happen March 27th. Goliath is coming. Now, I wasn't following the project for years. I just saw opportunity because after it had that massive pump in 2025, end of 2024 to 2025, it had this massive pump. Everybody was talking about it. It's like, what is this? Because I saw it trending on Ethereum deck screener. I was like, what? What is that? I was like, oh, so it's like one of those projects trying to, get into TradFi, corporate, etc. And, it's similar to like XRP with like remittances and payment rails, but it's also a layer free network using, Ethereum liquidity, and base liquidity as like its infrastructure. And I was like, whoa, this is cool. But I didn't buy any. I was just paying attention, and it fell. And then I saw opportunity. Extreme fear in the market. Market's down bad. Extreme fear. Everything feels like it's just breaking for crypto. And I was like, maybe a good time to start DCing into this thing now. And then I started to talk about it on the channel, right? So the countdown to the Goliath mainnet is underway, and things are really heating up, right? A lot of people are saying, it might just be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. That really doesn't matter, in my opinion, for me, because guess what? Even if that does take place, are you in the project for the long term or not? Are you in the project for the long term or not? If you are, I would always say, hey, if you see profits, take profits. If you've been paying attention to my channel, covered XCN under 205, 2045, 2046. I was like, yo, what thesis I have for this is that it's so similar to like what XRP does, but it even has in some aspects, many aspects, a lot more utility, and it could drive more throughput, have more finality, cheaper fees, etc. And I was like, yo, this is so interesting because, for example, XRP, doesn't have that convenience of Ethereum base, etc. liquidity for people to move from these different chains back and forth through, these protocols, right? And I was like, yo, this is so cool. So if you were paying attention to the channel, we're not up that much. But from $460, you're up to $600 now. Hey, profit is profit, right? And then you just have to be patient. And even if, like, say, for example, something does go wrong for the project, nothing is guaranteed. When you see profits and you're like, okay, say you're up a 5x, 3x, 10x, take some profits, right? Take some profits on the project. Nothing is wrong with that. I'm never going to tell you guys to diamond hand, hold forever, right? Take some profits and be as strategic as possible. You should not be worried if you're not overly invested and you're not emotionally invested, right? I've never told anyone to invest an amount that is beyond, I would think, the average person's means. Not telling anybody to put 5,000, 10,000, 100,000 into any coin. I'm never telling anybody to do that. It's around 1,000. Most is a $2,000, $500 or less. And I'm not telling you to buy every coin I talk about on the channel. You do your own research and make your decisions based on that. Don't look at me as like the guy who's holding your hand with your investments. We're all adults here, okay? Don't look at me as that guy holding your hand. I cover projects I think will do well, and I keep that consistency. And it's up to you to do your own research and be as strategic as possible with, the methods I say in my videos, like taking profits, dollar cost average, never investing more than you're willing to lose, etc. And like I said, so even if, people are speculating, oh, it's just going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news event, that shouldn't matter to you if you're being strategic. It shouldn't. Or you're here for the long term and you plan to take profits along the way, right? That's just my opinion on that. So from Money Things, Onyx is launching Goliath mainnet March 27th, aiming to bridge high performance layer 1 blockchain technology with regulatory compliance for enterprise use. As a native utility and governance token for the Onyx ecosystem, XCN supports staking, network fees, and AI integration, key aspects of the XCN Goliath mainnet launch. The public version of mainnet launch goes live, marking a significant milestone for the project. Purpose: positioned as a next-gen blockchain designed to combine decentralized finance with regulatory compliance. And like I stated before, I think that that sector of crypto is going to do extremely well, where projects have that, they're trying to disrupt TradFi or collaborate with TradFi, have that regulatory compliance built into their project. So when, say for example, BlackRock, etc., start looking into altcoins, because they haven't really done that as yet. BlackRock, these institutions, they're not really paying attention to altcoins that much, right? Maybe it's just a lot. They're only looking at the super high market cap ones. I mean, when the TradFi guys start to become more degen and buy coins less than $1 billion market cap, right? They're gonna, I think, like I said, they're gonna pay attention to regulatory projects that fall under that compliance, and they're gonna place their bets on these projects. That's just my thesis. That's my speculation, right? Everything in crypto is speculation, so that's just my thesis here. So it's targeting both individuals and institutional adoption. XCN functions as a gas fee mechanism governance token with the Onyx DAO staking asset to secure the network. Market position: following a strong start to 2026, analysts view the Goliath mainnet launch as a potential catalyst with price projections focusing on adoption and network development. And then we have this bowl pattern here from Money Things. Great TA for Money Things. Very on point with what he's doing. And we're seeing, like I said, strength in XCN here. I'll get to that in a sec. Cryptology breaking, the wait is over. The Goliath mainnet will be officially released on March 27th, and XCN just leveled up. We're talking Visa level speeds, institutional grade security, and a brand new layer 1 foundation for the future of finance. With the launch of Goliath mainnet, Onyx is delivering the sub-second finality and scalability that global banks demand. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a new era for XCN as a primary layer 1 for real world assets. And this is exactly what I'm speaking of, guys. That integration into, Visa level speeds, institutional grade security, foundation for the future of finance. And this is the type of use case that XRP delivers. To look at how successful XRP is. But XCN has its own unique innovation to it with its layer 3 protocol, liquidity-based Ethereum, the high throughput, and the finality as well. So it has a unique and innovative take on this. And I think it could be a friendly competitor to XRP, man. I really do. So that's my thesis, like I've been saying, right? So if you see how successful XRP is, like I said, I always say this, man. I say it every video. XRP, one of the only altcoins. 99, there's 37 million crypto coins now. 37 million crypto coins, right? XRP was one of the only altcoins this bull run, 2023 to 2024 bull run, or the last bull run, because we're in a bear market now, went from 31 cents all the way up to $3 and 42 cents. So XRP did a 10x in the 2023 to 2024 cycle. One of the only altcoins to make a move like that. Most other altcoins did nothing. And I say nothing, nada. Why is that? Because the XRP army and the team, etc., it's just unlike a force we've never seen before in crypto. You can't say anything bad about this project and the army won't be there to attack you. And I think XCN is on the path to pull something like that off, in my opinion. Obviously, I could be wrong. Nothing is guaranteed, but that's just my speculation. And like I said, even if I'm wrong, right? Because obviously I could be wrong. I didn't tell you to overinvest in the project, right? I'm not responsible for how much you invest. And a little, like I said, the amount I said at the time, at these lows down here was $460. If you lose that, you know, if you lose that, that's an amount that's not going to put you in debt. I remember in one of the cycles, people were saying, take out a mortgage and buy Bitcoin at the highs, or, you know, quit your job, take all your savings, take a loan and buy the Bitcoin or this project at the highs, right? I'm not telling anybody that. I told people invest an amount that it was very realistic for an average person, regular hardworking person, and be patient. And, you know, if something does go wrong, it's not an amount that's going to put you in debt. You're not going to be remorseful of it. You're not going to say crypto has ruined my life, because it's an amount that you can make back, right? I think average people could make $460 back. And I'm not telling anybody to buy all the projects I talk about on the channel either, right? I just am covering projects that I think will do well, and we'll see how it goes. So XCN right now showing a lot of strength here. So $460 would now be $611, right? From 2045 to 2061, sitting at $232 million in market cap here. Volume is down 49%. So that's you know, pretty good. That would mean, you know, when it was pulling back here at 2059, that'd have been a good DCA opportunity if you haven't gotten 100,000 XCN as yet. And I know there's people with millions, but don't look at the whales that have millions of tokens. Take it one step at a time, because like I said, XCN makes a move to 5 cents, 10 cents, maybe 20 cents, 30 cents in the future. That's going to be upside for you. 100,000 XCN could potentially become 5K to 20K. I'm happy for gains like that, personally, right? Obviously, there's going to be people that make 200K, etc. But don't worry about that. You take it one step at a time in this space, man. Because if you have a smaller portfolio, comparison is the thief of joy, as they say, right? You have a smaller portfolio, build your way up on a long enough time horizon. Take your gains, take your profits, leave profits in the project that you still have long-term conviction on. And the profits that you do take, help pay a debt, help pay some bills, and reinvest it into the market. Simple, right? And then you do that on a long enough time horizon, and you're a crypto millionaire. You're at the 10% of people that actually be successful from crypto, because 90% of people fail, right? And I'm trying to get you guys to be in the 10% that are successful at it. So XCN looking great here. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, join my Discord, follow me on X, and subscribe to my Clips channel as well. It really helps out. Really appreciate all the support, man, really do. And I'll catch you in the next